So now we will be studying the structures in the neck, and the most prominent structure in the neck is thyroid gland. This thyroid gland is responsible for metabolism. You have studied, you know some basics about it: hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. Everything is there in the ICSE, CBSE syllabus. But very important gland, hypothyroidism, there is sluggishness, person feels sleepy, all the symptoms which you are experiencing after joining medicine are of hypothyroidism. Okay? And before exam you suffer from hyperthyroidism, palpitations, sweating. These are all symptoms of hyperthyroidism. Okay? So when there is no exam, hypothyroidism. When there is exam, hyperthyroidism. Okay. So now let us study this gland which lies against cervical vertebrae. So now whenever we talk about the introduction, it's an endocrine gland with very rich blood supply, only endocrine gland which depends on an external substance like iodine for production of the hormones. No other endocrine gland is dependent on an external substance. They have internally they produce the steroids, but thyroid gland is dependent. It lies in the neck. Its extent is from the oblique line of the thyroid cartilage, to fourth to fifth tracheal ring. This is a gross way of writing it. Okay, so thyroid cartilage के बीच में से शुरू होता है ये. Okay, and goes up to the tracheal ring number 4 and 5. That is about the lobes. Isthmus lies against second, third, and tracheal ring. Vertebral extent is C5, C6, C7, T1. We have studied that upper border of thyroid cartilage is T3, T4 level, where the common carotids divide. Now this starts middle of thyroid, so T5. Okay. Shape. Those studious students who have been studying from their childhood and have done studies only, for them thyroid gland is H-shaped. And those students who love nature, for them the thyroid gland is butterfly shaped. उनको thyroid gland में भी butterfly दिखाई देते. Okay. So depends upon how studious you are, you will see the thyroid gland. Okay. So shape is H-shaped or butterfly shaped. The morphology of the gland. The gland has a isthmus. And which unites two lobes. Isthmus which unite two lobes. This extends up to the oblique line of the thyroid cartilage. So here is thyroid cartilage like this behind, which is also shield like thyroid cartilage. Okay, thyroid cartilage is like this, and that thyroid cartilage has an oblique line to which sternothyroid muscle is attached. So sternothyroid comes like this and gets attached here. That is the reason thyroid swellings never ascend up. Because यहाँ पे thyroid gland है तो sternothyroid ऐसे attached. Therefore thyroid swelling always descend down. So तो अब गले में गॉइटर जो दिखता है वो ऐसा गले में ऐसा लटकता है. इट नेवर गोज अप बिकॉज sternothyroid is attached to the oblique line, which is the uppermost extent of the lobes. Lower lobe, then यहाँ पे cricoid रहेगा, cricoid के नीचे फिर tracheal rings रहेंगे. सॉरी, थायराइड यहाँ तक रहेगा, फिर cricoid होगा, then tracheal rings होंगे 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so tracheal rings are down. Isthmus lies against the second and third tracheal ring. Lobes extend up to the fourth or fifth tracheal ring from the oblique line of thyroid cartilage. So in the neck, the sequence is firstly there is hyoid bone, then there is thyroid cartilage, then there is cricoid cartilage. Below the cricoid, the trachea starts. So approximately पकड़ो आप, ये लेवल पे thyroid end होता है, ये लेवल पे cricoid होता है. And then there is first tracheal ring, second tracheal ring, third tracheal ring, fourth tracheal ring and fifth tracheal ring. Okay. So where do the lobes extend from? Oblique line of thyroid cartilage to fourth or fifth tracheal ring. Isthmus again second and third tracheal ring. Now what are the parts? Isthmus has upper border, lower border, anterior surface and a posterior surface. Lobes have anterior border, posterior border. Okay? Anterior surface. अभी बाकी के सरफेस देखने के लिए यू हैव टू सी अ ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन. इन अ ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन द थायराइड lobes, isthmus, lobes. So it shows, lobe shows lateral surface. इसको मैंने anterior लिखा था, वो एक्चुअली ऐसा जाएगा, इसमें anterior है. This is anterior surface. This is posterior surface of isthmus in a transverse section. This is lateral surface, this is medial surface. Lateral surface, medial surface, posterolateral surface. Posterolateral surface. So lobes have three surfaces: lateral, medial and posterolateral. Isthmus has two surfaces. Yeah, what are they? Anterior and posterior. Isthmus has two borders, upper and lobes have two borders, anterior and posterior. Morphology is clear? Now let us study the relations. Let us study the relations of the thyroid gland, various parts. You are looking from the side. This is lobe and this is half of the isthmus. बाकी half ऐसे दूसरे side चला जाएगा. There is an artery supplying the thyroid gland, and the name of that artery is superior thyroid artery, branch of external carotid, first anterior branch. So this is superior thyroid artery, which comes here, divides into anterior branch and posterior branch. So anterior border of the lobes is related to anterior division of superior thyroid artery. Posterior border of the lobes is related to posterior division of superior thyroid artery. Inferior thyroid artery, which is a branch of thyrocervical trunk, which is a branch of subclavian, comes like this and goes here, and anastomosis along the posterior border. So when we talk about the posterior border, of the lobes, we say there is posterior branch of the superior thyroid artery, there is inferior thyroid artery, there is inferior thyroid artery, and anastomosis between the two, right? Now let us look at this view. Superior thyroid artery comes like this, divides into anterior branch and posterior branch. Superior thyroid artery comes like this, divides into anterior branch and posterior branch. Anterior branches also anastomose along the upper border of the isthmus. So now you know one relation of the isthmus, upper border, there is anastomosis between anterior branches of superior thyroid artery. Posterior thyroid artery is here, inferior thyroid artery, posterior thyroid artery, posterior branch is here. Okay. Now let us again draw the transverse section. What are the three surfaces of the lobes? Lateral, medial and posterior. So this is lateral surface, this is medial surface, and this is posterolateral surface. Medial, lateral and posterolateral, three surfaces. Posterolateral surface is related to the carotid sheath. Posterolateral surface is related to the carotid sheath containing internal jugular vein, internal carotid artery and vagus. So posterolateral khatam, easy to understand. Lateral surface is related to sternothyroid, omohyoid and sternocleidomastoid. So lateral surface is related to sternothyroid, omohyoid and sternocleidomastoid. Is it clear? ये जब आप एग्जाम में निकालोगे तो it is well appreciated if you make vagus like this and the artery red, okay, and the vein blue. Somehow today I didn't get all my chalks. Now coming to the medial surface. Medial surface over the edges, the relations are described as two tubes, two muscles, two nerves. ऐसा उसको relation से. Medial surface is related to two tubes, trachea and esophagus. Medial surface of the lobes. Trachea, esophagus. Okay. Now when you are looking for the thyroid cartilage and the thyroid gland together, now I am drawing the thyroid cartilage for you after removal of the thyroid gland. How the thyroid cartilage looks like. So when you look from the side, what I am drawing is thyroid cartilage. On this there is an oblique line, and and here the thyroid gland is there. Okay, so thyroid cartilage is like this. Below is cricoid cartilage. Here is a muscle called as cricothyroid. And from this oblique line, the inferior constrictor muscle of the pharynx arises. We have discussed this inferior constrictor when we talked about carotid triangle. It forms the floor. So what are the two muscles? Cricothyroid and inferior constrictor. So two tubes, two muscles. Cricothyroid and inferior constrictor. Now there are two nerves. ये दो नर्व आपको सर्जरी पास होने तक आपको परेशान करेंगे. ऐसे दो नर्व्स हैं. ये आपको थर्ड ईयर में पूछेंगे ही पूछेंगे, कहीं ना कहीं. फर्स्ट ईयर में भी पूछेंगे, थर्ड ईयर में भी पूछेंगे. उसमें से एक नर्व है एक्सटर्नल लैरेंजियल नर्व विच supplies the cricothyroid. External. So we said two tubes, two muscles, two nerves. So nerve one is external laryngeal nerve, branch of superior laryngeal nerve, branch of vagus. External laryngeal nerve. Okay. Another nerve is recurrent laryngeal nerve, which lies between trachea and esophagus. Recurrent laryngeal nerve lies between trachea and esophagus. अभी जो मैं कंसेप्ट सिखा रहा हूं, 2 मिनट सब लोग ऊपर देखो. यहां पे the recurrent laryngeal nerve runs very close to the inferior thyroid artery near the gland. Therefore, during thyroidectomy, very common operation, goiter, toxic thyroid, cancer of thyroid, so उसमें superior thyroid artery ligate करना है, inferior thyroid artery ligate करना है. Inferior thyroid artery is in close relation with the recurrent laryngeal nerve close to the gland, and therefore it is ligated away from the gland. Inferior thyroid artery ligated away from the gland. External laryngeal nerve, which supplies the cricothyroid, is in close relation with the superior thyroid artery away from the gland, and therefore it is ligated close to the gland. So superior thyroid artery ligated close to the gland, inferior thyroid artery away from the gland. Superior thyroid artery is in close relation with external laryngeal nerve away from the gland, and therefore it is ligated close to the gland, while recurrent laryngeal nerve and inferior thyroid artery are in close relation with each other near the gland, and therefore this is ligated away. We have talked about the pretracheal fascia. This pretracheal fascia forms the false capsule of the thyroid gland. Okay, so thyroid gland, the thyroid gland has a true capsule, and then pretracheal fascia forms the false capsule, and there is a venous plexus below the true capsule. Therefore the gland is removed along with the true capsule. Normally capsules, अगर आप ये थायराइड है, आप अगर प्रोस्टेट देखोगे ना, प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड, this is true capsule, this is false capsule, and venous plexus lies between true and false capsule. So prostate gland is enucleated. The both true capsule and false capsule are left behind. Only we take out the prostate. Why? Because between true and false lies the venous plexus. आप इसको टच करोगे ब्लीडिंग चालू हो जाएगा. और plexus of veins, when it starts bleeding, it is very difficult to stop that bleeding. While in case of thyroid, the plexus doesn't lie between true and false capsule. It lies deep to the true capsule. Therefore, thyroid is removed along with the true capsule. In prostate operation, what is done? Yes, true and false capsule are left behind. Why? What lies between true and false capsule? Venous plexus in prostate. Where does the venous plexus lie in prostate? Between true and false capsule. So we don't want to touch it, we just remove the prostate. Let the true false capsule and venous plexus. But here it doesn't lie between true and false capsule, it lies deep to the true capsule. So thyroid is removed along with the true capsule, false capsule is left behind. In case of prostate, both true capsule and false capsule is left behind. Clear? So two nerves, external laryngeal nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve, medial surface of the lobes. Two tubes, esophagus and trachea. Two muscles, cricothyroid and inferior constrictor. Okay, so medial surface of thyroid. Medial surface of thyroid. What are the two tubes related to it? Trachea, esophagus. What are the two muscles? Cricothyroid and inferior. What are the two nerves? External laryngeal and recurrent laryngeal. External laryngeal and recurrent laryngeal. तो एक फेमस सिंगर थी, उसका थायराइड का ऑपरेशन हुआ. पोस्ट ऑप शी कम्स फॉर सिंगिंग एंड द सर्जन वाज वन ऑफ दोज स्टूडेंट्स हु इज एब्सेंट टुडे. और उसने इसको अवे फ्रॉम द ग्लैंड करना था, ठीक है. इसको कहाँ लाइगेट करना है? क्लोज टू द. उसने इसको भी अवे फ्रॉम द ग्लैंड किया. साथ में सुपीरियर लैरेंजियल नर्व, सॉरी एक्सटर्नल लैरेंजियल नर्व और अदर सुपीरियर लैरेंजियल नर्व बोलते हैं हम लोग, बट वो उसको भी ये कर दिया, लाइगेट कर दिया एक्सटर्नल लैरेंजियल. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज दिस सप्लाइज द मसल कॉल्ड एज क्रिकोथायरॉइड, which is responsible for pitch of the voice, and singers need high pitch. हम लोग को हाई पिच नहीं होता, इसलिए हम लोग को गाना गाने को जब बोलते हैं तो हम लोग शादी में, बर्थडे में, तो हम क्या बोलते हैं? नहीं, मेरा जरा गला खराब है. फिर गाना 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 करके हम लोग घन श्याम सुंदर चालू करते, फिर आनंद बोल रहा था ना, गला खराब है. इसमें एक्चुअली हाई पिच नहीं है हमारा, उसके लिए रोज प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ता है हाई पिच के लिए. सो शी लॉस्ट हर पिच एंड शी कुड नेवर सिंग अगेन. इसके लिए यू शुड नॉट मिस अ क्लास, बिकॉज देन यू मे लाइक इट. ओके, द एक्चुअली सुपीरियर लैरेंजियल नर्व बोलते हैं उसको. दिस सुपीरियर लैरेंजियल डिवाइड्स इनटू एक्सटर्नल एंड इंटरनल. उसमें से एक्सटर्नल सप्लाइज दिस. Okay, external supplies this. So that's now isthmus anteriorly related to sternocleidomastoid, posteriorly related to the tracheal ring number 2, 3. Superior thyroid, superior border of isthmus. Anastomosis between anterior branch of, and inferior border is related to the middle thyroid vein. वेन्स भी होते हैं, सुपीरियर, मिडिल, इंफीरियर. उसमें से मिडिल थायराइड वेन यहां से निकलता है. ओके, सो दैट्स अबाउट द ग्रॉस एनाटॉमी ऑफ थायराइड ग्लैंड विच कम्स एज लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस. तो लैटरल सरफेस, पोस्टीरियर लैटरल सरफेस, मीडियल सरफेस ऑफ द लोब, upper border, lower border of isthmus, anterior surface of isthmus, posterior surface of isthmus, your relations, extent of the gland, and then comes the development. Arches, नाम सुना है? नाम pharyngeal arches सुना है कि नहीं सुना है? हाँ? So development of the thyroid gland is very closely related to these arches. So in the upper part of the developing foregut, develop arches like this, the way my fingers I am showing here. Okay? So initially हमारा किसी का भी neck smooth नहीं था. We had, आप लोग अगर लगता है डबल चिन का किसी को बुरा लगता है तो डबल ट्रिपल six arches were there. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The fifth arch disappears eventually. Each arch in between the two arches is, each arch outside is ectoderm, inside is endoderm. Each arch had this cleft from outside, ectodermal cleft बोलते हैं उसको. तो फर्स्ट क्लेफ्ट से एक्सटर्नल ऑडिटरी मेटस डेवलप होता है, ectodermal cleft. फिर बाकी के क्लेफ्ट का क्या होता है? Thanks to the second arch which overglows like this, second arch which overgrows like this, and all other clefts get buried, all other ectodermal clefts get buried. So pharyngeal arches, there are ectodermal clefts, and what develops from those clefts? Only from the first cleft, external auditory meatus. Remaining all clefts get buried because सेकेंड आर्च ओवरग्रोज. ओवरग्रो होके अगर यहाँ पे फ्यूज नहीं हुआ तो यहाँ पे फेरेंजियल सिस्ट, ब्रेंकियल साइनस, ब्रेंकियल फिस्टुला वगैरह फॉर्म होता है. ये हम अंदर से देख रहे हैं. अंदर एंडोडर्मल पाउचेस होता है. आई विल टीच यू इवेंचुअली व्हाट इज इट. ईच आर्च हैज मसल, ईच आर्च हैज अ नर्व, ईच आर्च हैज अ कार्टिलेज inside it. Each arch has a blood vessel. तो आपको ये सब याद रखना है, कौन से आर्च से कौन से मसल्स, कौन से आर्च का कौन सा नर्व. By now you have studied one set of muscles which develop from second arch. Muscles of the face. मसल्स सेकेंड आर्च से फेस के मसल्स, फर्स्ट आर्च से मसल्स ऑफ मैस्टिकेशन. ओके, सेकेंड से फेस के. थर्ड का एक है फेरेंज का स्टाइलोफेरेंजियस करके. फोर्थ से क्रिकोथायरॉइड एंड सिक्स से रिमेनिंग ऑल लैरेंजियल फेरेंजियल मसल. फिफ्थ रूडिमेंट्री. I'll send you a video link for this pharyngeal arches. Each arch has a nerve. First arch mandibular nerve, second arch facial nerve, third arch glossopharyngeal nerve, fourth arch external laryngeal nerve, sixth arch recurrent laryngeal nerve. I'm going to repeat this again and again. Okay? Don't worry about this. Now, on the first arch there are lingual swellings. lingual swellings from which the anterior 2/3 of the tongue develops. There is tubercular impar in between, and here is foramen cecum. अरे foramen cecum वापस आ गया डेवलपमेंट में. foramen cecum behind the tuberculum impar on the first arch. Tuberculum impar and lingual swellings form the anterior 2/3 of tongue. वो ट्यूबरकुलम इम्पार के पीछे फोरामेन सीकम है और वहां से डाइवर्टिकुलम गोज डाउन टू द नेक, द थायराइड डाइवर्टिकुलम, ओके, द थायरोग्लॉसल डाइवर्टिकुलम, एंड देन दिस गोज डाउन बिलो and develops into thyroid gland in the neck from foramen cecum down. अभी ऊपर से नीचे जा रहा है, सो अप्लाइड एनाटॉमी ऑफ थायराइड. ऊपर से नीचे जाते जाते उसको किसी ने रोका. लिंगुअल थायराइड टंग में ही, वो नीचे गया ही नहीं. ओके, देयर कैन बी लिंगुअल. तो थायराइड कैन बी एनीवेयर बिटवीन टंग टू द नेक, और उसको किसी ने रोका ही नहीं तो नीचे चेस्ट में. ओके, बिकॉज इट डिसेंड्स. So that's the first applied anatomy. Another thing, this whole thing disappears. The diverticulum and gland is there, but ये disappear नहीं हुआ और ऐसे ही रह गया. तो यहाँ पे एक cyst होता है, उसको बोलते हैं thyroglossal cyst. थायराइड मूव्स अप एंड डाउन विद डिग्लूटेशन. उस दिन आपको मैंने बताया, बिकॉज थायराइड इट इज अटैच्ड टू थायराइड कार्टिलेज, एंड थायराइड कार्टिलेज मूव्स अप एंड डाउन बिकॉज एपिग्लॉटिस डजंट मूव. तो थायरोग्लॉसल सिस्ट भी मूव होता है, इधर होता है. तो कैसे समझे कि ये थायरोग्लॉसल सिस्ट है या थायराइड स्वेलिंग है? सो थायरोग्लॉसल सिस्ट जो है ना, वो फोरामेन सीकम से आता है. इट इज स्टिल अटैच्ड टू फोरामेन सीकम. So it, when you protrude the tongue, the thyroglossal cyst move. Thyroid gland will not move, but this cyst, because the thyroid has a connection with the tongue. From the floor of the tongue, there is foramen cecum, from where the diverticulum has gone down and formed thyroid gland. So then this diverticulum is cut off. But if some part of it forms a cyst, remains, then it will move up and down with the movement of tongue. डिग्लूटेशन के साथ तो मूव होगा ही. देन कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करें कि थायराइड है या ये है? तो मूव्स अप एंड डाउन विथ मूवमेंट ऑफ द टंग, थायरोग्लॉसल सिस्ट. ओके, इन्वेस्टिगेशंस. थायराइड का T3, T4, TSH levels. Then you have to stand behind the patient and feel for the thyroid gland like this. पीछे से, आगे से भी palpate कर सकते हैं. We do USG of the thyroid gland also. We do PET scan also for cancers. Medical problems, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, surgical thyroidectomy. What is the issue in thyroidectomy? Along the posterior border of the or posterolateral surface of the lobes, there are parathyroid glands. So during thyroidectomy, we have to leave a small strip of thyroid so the thyroid glands hormone is also secreted if there is no cancer, and parathyroid glands are preserved. Okay, so that care has to be taken during thyroidectomy. So it can be total or partial. In partial, posteriorly small strips are left behind. Thyroid cancer. Thyroid drains into the jugulo-omohyoid, the deep cervical lymph nodes. Okay, so we have to be, if there is any swelling in the neck, swelling is here, but still you have to go and check the thyroid gland. It may not enlarge. Thyroid gland may not enlarge, but the cancerous cell can enlarge and cause swelling in the neck. आप लोगों के एज में swelling in the neck इधर उधर half of the time it is because of dandruff. ओके, तो एकदम टेंशन में नहीं आने का, इधर हॉजकिंस लिम्फोमा वगैरह सोचने का नहीं. इट इज डैंड्रफ. ओके, थिंक पॉजिटिव. डैंड्रफ है, डैंड्रफ देखो, डैंड्रफ है मुझे. एंड दैट रिमेन्स. वो डैंड्रफ का जो लिम्फ नोड होता है ना, मेडिकल कॉलेज में तेल लगाने का ठिकाना नहीं, सर को शैम्पू करने का ठिकाना नहीं, बराबर है कि नहीं? तो फिर वो हो जाता है डैंड्रफ, और उसकी वजह से एक सबको एक गिफ्ट में लिम्फ नोड मिलता है. मुझे भी है यहाँ पे. उसको मैं एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर होने के बाद मुझे लगने लगा कि इतने साल से कहीं कैंसर तो नहीं, तो उसका FNAC करने को गया तो उसमें से कुछ भी नहीं निकला. बोले सर क्या आप परेशान कर रहे पैथोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट को, कुछ है ही नहीं, वो मर गया है लिम्फ नोड भी. ओके. थायराइड इज अ क्लासिकल लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन. इसमें ये डेवलपमेंट पूछेंगे, अप्लाइड एनाटॉमी पूछेंगे, और पूछेंगे क्या, हिस्टोलॉजी. हिस्टोलॉजी तो ये एकदम ऐसा पैकेज के साथ आने वाला क्वेश्चन है, जिसको फिर आपको फॉलिकल्स निकालने हैं ऐसे, थायराइड फॉलिकल्स, बीच में कोलॉइड. अरे चुक चुक क्या कर रहे हैं, इससे बेस्ट क्वेश्चन कुछ है नहीं. इसमें रेड पिंकिश दिखाना है, सॉरी. And what is the epithelium? Thyroid is an example of cuboidal epithelium. Of course, when the gland is highly active, the epithelium becomes columnar. Otherwise, then there are parafollicular C cells. C cells, बीच में, which are developed from the neural crest cells. C cells. Which secrete? C cells of thyroid gland secrete thyrocalcitonin. And in this colloid is our T3 and T4. So it is secreted here, and यहाँ पे blood vessels होते हैं. So whenever needed, it is brought to the blood vessels, and from blood vessels it goes. हमारे बॉडी में 3 महीने का आयोडीन का स्टॉक होता है, 3 महीने का. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू अ हिली एरिया, वेकेशन को जा रहे हैं, तो जबरदस्ती आयोडाइज नमक लेके मत जाओ. ओके. 3 महीने का स्टॉक रहता है हमारे इसमें. आप अगर 1 साल 2 साल कहीं पे आपका पोस्टिंग है जहाँ पे गॉइटर इज देयर, देन यू शुड कैरी. 10-15 days you don't get iodine, nothing happens. Our body stores iodine required for 3 months. So that's all about thyroid.